Hello, welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 458. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam, and this is a Tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
Here's what happens, gang. Sam and I go and do a little outdoor cardio because Sam does these challenges with people, and then she has to do a certain amount of cardio a week. She waits until Sunday afternoon, and I hate myself, so I go with her.
Hey, I only waited. I did 2/3 of it before today.
Okay. So anyways, so then we get inside. I can't help it that Sunday is when everyone decides to work. Mm-hmm. So now the last 20 minutes has just been me messaging people about work shit. Mm-hmm. Which I like to get my work done early in the day. But here I am now doing a little work before the podcast. Sam's dying inside because we got to meal prep a little bit still. But hey, it's a privilege to be a business owner.
It is.
It's a privilege to have our life. It's a privilege to not be in a third world shitty country.
And if you don't want to be a business owner and have people reach out to you all hours of the day, probably shouldn't be a business owner.
There you go. Next thing. If you're watching this, I hope you like my sweater.
I like it.
It's warm. I can't believe how warm it is.
That sweater?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, not surprised.
So, check out my sweater. If you think I'm gay, might be because I am. Let's see here. We're teaching stuff today. Mm-hmm. All right, so here's the deal.
We're not teaching our stuff.
We are not teaching our stuff. Everybody knows I am a big fan of Andy Frisella. I'm a big fan of Real AF. Andy recently came out with a new app called the Operator Standard. Mm-hmm. I believe it closes tomorrow.
I think tomorrow at midnight.
Tomorrow at midnight.
So when this comes out, tonight at midnight.
Tonight at midnight. You have until tonight at midnight to sign up for this Operator Standard app. I signed up for the lifetime. Sam signed up for the monthly. I have to admit, at first there were some technical difficulties and I was not able to get into the app until yesterday.
Shaun was a Debbie Downer.
I was pissed off. I was so excited for the app to launch. I spend money, don't get in. Days. 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, we bought it Monday. You didn't get it until Thursday night. I think you could have gone in Thursday.
No, it was Friday midday, I think.
Yeah.
Was it? Or was it?
I don't know. Because you could get in, but you're just like, I don't know if I want to. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that was Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
That was Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So bought it Monday. Didn't have access till Friday afternoon. So I didn't even log in until Saturday because I was so pissed off. Mm-hmm. Anyhow.
And also, actually, you were excited for the app. I read you what was like going to be in the app and everything, and you're just like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't loving what was in the app because it's an app. So a lot of this. So I've been following the MF CEO and Andy Frisella for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I have been doing a lot of these things already. Mm-hmm. As far as like I've been doing the power list and stuff. And I write it down on a piece of paper every day. Well, Sam's telling me a little bit about it. And I'm just like, well, I already have my power list on my paper. So now I got to do it on an app. And then I'm going to end up writing it down on a piece of paper. And then there's like, journal portion and some other stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if I love it because I already do this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. So, and Shaun's like, I'm trying to be on my phone less, and this is making me be on my phone more.
Right.
But I said, like, at least this is like productive things.
Right. Well, then you brought up one thing, and this is essentially why I decided, like, okay, yep, I'll give it a go. Keep in mind, I already spent money on this thing, so whatever. You write in to the AI all your goals. The AI asks you about all your goals.
And like, if you're not specific enough,
It keeps asking.
it keeps asking.
So it tries to dial in for family, family and relationships, health and wellness, work / business,
And personal development.
and personal development. So 4 areas. And it tries to dial in. It dials in until it can get to the why of each one, right? And so the reason I was like, I'm going to do this app is because Sam said she put in, because the power list is 5 things. I've been doing the power list for 2 years now. 3 years.
Something like that.
A long time. 3 years. Yeah, I've been doing the power list for 3 years now. You write in your things, write in your 5 daily tasks, and that's how you win the day. Well, Sam half-assed one of her tasks, or like put in a, not necessarily half-assed, but like put in a task that kind of related one. It was like clean
my desk.
Clean my desk. And go ahead.
And it said, this doesn't really align with your goals.
Yep.
It like flat out told me that. And I was just like, okay. So like I could keep it as a task, but it flat out told me, we don't think this is a critical task.
Right. This isn't this is a to-do
It
item.
it doesn't align with your goal of trying to be more focused.
Right.
Which I think it does, because if my desk wasn't clean, like because my desk was so messy, I couldn't focus on my work.
Yes.
So in my eyes, I thought it did, but AI said no.
Well, and what it's saying is like, that's not a critical task. That is a to-do item. And so, yeah, that's essentially why I did it, because a lot of the time, I shouldn't say a lot of the time, it also does this. It gives you like 1 personal development a day, or it gives you there's like 5 tasks to do, 2 business, a personal development, a family, and health, right? And our baby's not happy. So you got 5 things, and I would get very heavy on like certain things, certain days, right?
Yeah.
And what I like about the app and why I'm using it is it gives you 2 business and then 3 of the other, or like 1 of each of the other. So every day I've got to make sure that like I'm working on my personal development, I'm working on my health, I'm working on my family time, and I'm working on my business. And I got to do critical tasks every day because of it. And if I don't put real critical tasks, I'm just putting to-do items. Like I used to put meal prep on my to-do on my power list. Well, meal prep's just a to-do item. That's not moving me towards anything. I've been doing meal prep for the last 13 how old am I? The last 11 years. So it's like, that's not a critical task. That's life task. That's a to-do item. And so the reason I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the operator standard and whatever is because of that specific thing of the AI telling me, hey, dickhead, this doesn't align with, this isn't a critical task. This doesn't align. It's
also nice too, because when you go to put in your tasks, you can select like suggest a task. So it's like actually like come up with a couple of things that I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, that's a good idea to work on it. Like yesterday, it literally was just write down 1 step of a process. And so, yeah, I could have wrote down 1 step, but guess what? Since I wrote down 1 step, I was like, well, I might as well just keep going in the process. So then I wrote like 6 parts down, and I was just like, that was stupid. That took me less than 5 minutes.
Right.
And I've been meaning to do this for years.
Yeah.
The past 2 years. So it's like it's really nice in the fact of like, it's making us do tasks that like we wouldn't have thought of.
Right.
So today, like, I really like doing it for the career and business just to see what it says. I should try it with with the other ones too. But it like told me identify 3 bottlenecks in your business. And I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty smart thing to do. And then with my other one, it said go in deep on 1 bottleneck in your business. And I was like, well, yeah, that, like, if I'm going to identify 3, I might as well, like, really dig into one of them. So then, like, Shaun and I did that while we were doing our cardio, went through it. So now I'll go and I'll use the journal portion and kind of put in, like, what were the ideas that we kind of talked about.
Right.
The bottlenecks and some things. So, yeah, it's really neat in the way of, like, it's helping me come up with tasks to get towards my goals.
Right.
Because that's part of the issue, like, is sure we have these goals, we have these ideas, plans, and dreams, but sometimes it's hard to think of, like, okay, well, what's the next step to get there? What's the next step to get there?
Right.
And this way, like, it kind of helps you get closer to that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's cool because when you, every time you complete a task, you get 50 XP.
Yeah.
And then when you win the day, you get another, I think, 50 or 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then there's also challenges you can do.
To get more points.
So the challenges are based off of your goals as well. You can select how many days you want the challenge to go. I think it's like 3, 7, 15, or 21 days. And then you can choose if you want an easy one, a standard one, or a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
And then AI generates a random challenge for you. So I think I did a 7-day standard one, and it was like at the beginning of the day, take 10 minutes to identify 3 like critical tasks towards your business. And then at the end of the day, spend 5 days to reflect on it.
Right.
So I thought that was neat. I was just like, oh, that's like something that takes 15 minutes out of my day, and that'll help like better the business so much faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's like what's something you said that essentially he created the game of life.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to win the game of life, and you're doing like challenges and stuff to get more XP,
mm-hmm.
To get more points. And I think it's good because like I looked over, it had 4 suggestions based on, so they also have media, which is like his videos that he's got. So he goes over like content in the app. So based on his first video he did with Vaughn, it gave you like 4 recommendations for challenges.
Yeah.
And I like read through them, and I was like, dude, these would only benefit us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a lot of times there's things that are so simple.
Well, one of them is like recap your day and write down for 7 days. You got to recap your day and write down what went well, what didn't go well. 3 things that went well, 3 things that like didn't go well, whatever. And you get like 450 XP at the end of the 7 days. And I'm like, dude, that's something that like almost anyone,
mm-hmm.
or it would because one thing I was concerned with when Sam was originally telling me, like I was scrolling through the app a little bit that she was showing me before I like got access to mine, is I'm like, well, there's these challenges and stuff, and are these challenges just going to be like distractions, noise to win XP, right? Mm-hmm. Like, is it just going to be like shit where I'm trying to like get a higher XP on the leaderboard? Then I read through them and I'm like, oh, these things would only benefit me and the business if I did them.
Mm. And like everyone says too, like, so like the AI is based off of Andy. So a lot of people like said, and there's like a social board you can post on. And so people are just like, AI Andy is like my personal Andy assistant that I needed in my life or something. And so a lot of people like are really happy with the AI portion of it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the challenges are cool. So you can win extra XP for those. And then the other fun thing is then you're on a leaderboard.
Oh, sure.
So you're like, it's like Duolingo. A lot of it is very similar to Duolingo, which I think is so funny. So you get points for, all of your winning the day, your tasks, journaling, challenges, everything. And then I don't know how long the things run for. It looks like 20 some days maybe. And you get it put into tiers. Leaderboard tiers. So like the top 10 in your leaderboard goes to the next tier, and then the bottom 10 go down to the next tier. So that's pretty cool too. So then you can like see like right on my homepage, I see, okay, I have 1,000 XP and I'm number 5 on my leaderboard.
Right.
Okay, cool. So then it's nice because you like are also competing with other people. So you're like, oh man, I'm number 12 in my leaderboard. Okay, I'm gonna do some challenges, put in some extra, like a little bit of extra time to put towards my business or towards any of my goals, really. So yeah, it is cool. Nice little friendly competition, I would say.
Yeah, I would think so. I think so too.
But yeah, so it literally is like he created the real life game of life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool. I like it. And
I think it's good for anyone that needs like a little more direction in life. Or just needs like a little bit just help, honestly. I couldn't tell you how many times I just go on my phone. And now, like, instead of automatically going to social media, I'm like, oh, I'll go on the operator standard and, like, see what I have to do today and, like, put in my tasks. And I'll put in a little journal entry. And then if I need some motivation, I can go to the social board and see what people are saying.
I will say that, so I think almost everyone could benefit from it.
I think so, too.
Because
I don't think you have to be a business owner or anything.
well, no, I'm just thinking of some dudes I know that are like dialed. Like dudes that are dialed. And I know like even the dudes who are dialed, if they are putting in what they want in life, the power list is going to call them out if they're not doing shit that aligns with what they want. So even folks who are like dialed, this is the example I'll give. Do you remember when we went to Rob's event and we were talking with who's the really jacked dude doing 75 hard?
Mike Crossan.
And it was his second or third time doing 75 hard? Second time doing 75 hard. And they asked him, like, do you see a benefit to it? Or, like, is there a benefit to it? And he's like, nah, not really.
He said the first time, yes.
He said the first time, yes. The second time, he's like,
it's more of an inconvenience.
Yeah, more of an inconvenience than a discipline. Because dude's already so disciplined and so shredded. And they're like, well, then why don't you just quit? And he's like, because it's 75-day challenge. I ain't quitting. I started it, right? So it's something where, like, in that scenario, dude's already jacked. He's already super disciplined. Things are going good. But at the time, whatever, he was doing a lot of traveling. It didn't, like, really make sense. So he wasn't doing things that were, like, strategic that he needed to get done. He was busy doing things that, like, he didn't find necessary at the time, right?
Yeah.
And so having the app to be like, oh, here's my daily whatever, and you enter the 75 hard stuff, and it's just like, this doesn't align with what you want.
You're right.
And I know it's kind of a bad example because Andy made 75 hard and he made the app and he always recommends doing 75 hard. But, like, in that aspect, it's just like, it's that's the example I can give, I guess, is like, even if you're super dialed, super disciplined, you're doing like, it seems like you're doing everything right. You could have the app calling you out going like, yes, it's good you're doing that and you're disciplined, but it's not bringing you to whatever. Maybe you're like, I want to spend more time with my family, but then you're doing 2 workouts a day.
Right.
When you don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it really helps, like, I would say balance. Like, balance in people's lives.
yeah. And yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's balance.
So yeah, it's super neat. I highly recommend. It's $50 a month or $500 for the year, or you can get $2,500 for a lifetime. And he said this is only like the first phase of it. So anyone who signs up now is kind of like part of the beta testing, and then it'll. He said it'll go out more publicly again in January. But I don't know if that's true because he also said it's not going to be available again for a while.
Yeah.
But he has like a ton of stuff he's going to add to it. But they just wanted to get the first section out so then people can test it, report any bugs. They can get those fixed before they start adding more layers to it. I'm guessing they have quite a bit they're adding.
I have a feeling.
Yeah. And he said most of it is done and ready. It's just obviously getting the bugs done or getting the bugs out of the way of the initial phase first before you can stack on.
Yep.
Which is so smart.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it is really smart. Yeah. So that's cool. That's one thing that we're doing that we really like, and I was doing something similar, but this is more in depth. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's just going to keep us more accountable.
Yeah.
More accountable and more, I don't want to say productive, but like productive in a better way.
Yeah, no, I think so too. So the next thing is Friday I did PBD's, Patrick Bet David's business planning workshop. And it was pretty awesome. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. Do you want to check on her? Or are you good?
I can.
You don't have to either.
I'm guessing she just wants me.
That makes sense. So we did the business planning workshop. It was pretty sweet. I am a good example of someone who gets in the weeds a day to day, and a lot of the time I'm like, yeah, whatever about coaching or like masterminds and all this stuff, and I'm not a big fan of masterminds. I probably should be, but I'm not. And I think way too many people like are out there trying to play business or like look like they're playing business. This is one thing I noticed was like we've been in a couple masterminds, and it almost seems like these folks aren't actually, like a lot of these folks aren't doing anything. Yeah. Or they're doing a little bit, and they're just like doing these things because they want a group to hang out with, or they want to seem like they're doing business or whatever. And I've done a few masterminds, we've done some events and whatever, and half the time I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, I come to a mastermind to learn from people, and
you're just bitching to me about why you can't expand your business.
Exactly. And stuff like that. And it's like these folks are talking about reasons they can't expand. They're giving me excuses. They're like afraid to move forward and do more things and whatever. And so that's my struggle with masterminds and a lot of events and things like that. But anyhow, I decided to do it. I wanted to do the business planning workshop last year, but I had a conflict in my schedule, so I didn't do it, whatever. One of the reps Daniel from Valuetainment reached out to me and was like, hey, you want to do this? I was like, yes, I do. So anyways, it was super beneficial, very fast paced, went into a ton of things, but it very much hit on, like, there was a lot of stuff I learned, but there's a lot of stuff that's just like good reminders. And, you know, everyone talks about vision and mission and goals and values, right? Like it's a huge topic. It's a huge, you know, like everyone talks about making your vision and shit. And we've talked about it so much on here, but it's so true in the realm of like, that is essentially your why. That's what I had to fill out on the Operator Standard app, so it knows what I should be doing every day and if the things I'm doing every day are actually aligning with what I want. So, you know, in the workshop, he's going over that same shit. Like, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to break down things daily for what you need to do daily? How are you going to lead a team? Like, let's say you own a business or you're a manager. How are you leading a team if you don't know where the fuck you're going? If you don't know where the business is going, if you don't know the time horizon you're playing on, how are the people with you going to know? How are they going to, you know, feel comfortable following you blindly or whatever if they don't know where you're going and you aren't able to paint the picture of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish? And so it makes a ton of sense in that of like, it's a good reminder that you really need to dial in a vision and a direction for you and your business. And then you need to be able to articulate that to the people on your team so that they can have buy-in and know where they're going and be confident that you're going in the right direction. And so that was like a nice little reminder of like, you got to have your vision, you got to have your direction, you got to have your mission, and then you got to get people bought on board. And then he tied in the values aspect. Like, you've got to have values that you live by and that like your business lives by as well. Because people need to know what framework they're working within. So, you know, one thing that I'm like, that I love is just like, I love feedback. Whether it's good or bad, I want like feedback. And so, you know, like some of our guys on our team, sometimes I'll be like, well, you know, do you want like the truth? Or they essentially ask like, do you want the raw uncut? And I'm like, yeah, tell me what the fuck is going good and what's not going good so we can fix it. And then they tell you and you go, okay, awesome, thank you. I'll try not to make that mistake again. And like, roger that this shit's going good, right? And so your team needs to be able to trust that your team needs to be able to know what the company stands by, because it's the company before the person, right? So like, it's Tutor Transformations before it's me, because I need to put the health of the company above my personal shit. And so like, having values and like the values we want the company to run by, it makes it where then the team can be like, hey, this shit don't align with the business. And they can come and tell that to me, to Sam, to Kyle, whatever, like, hey, the shit you're doing ain't aligning with the values. What the fuck? And then we can address it and fix it, because at the end of the day, the business needs to be successful. The business needs to, you know, operate well, people need to feel welcome and at home. It needs to be their, essentially their second home, because it's where they're spending the second most amount of their time is at work. So we need like the company to do well so we can provide food for everyone, and then keep growing and expanding it and give people a purpose within our business. So painting the picture for everyone, having the vision, having the values allows it just allows your company to operate in a manner outside of just yourself. It kind of pulls your ego out of things, and it makes it about the business, not about you. How'd that go?
Oh yeah, she just wants me.
That makes sense. So then, so that was one of the things, your vision and your values. And then the next thing that was really cool was, this is super obvious. We've talked about this multiple times, but it's your, it's like your inputs versus your outputs and the cost. So, let's say, for example, the one example is this. So, if I had a VA, the VA could take over, could do my emails, and maybe, let me think here. What else would a VA do for us? The books.
Mm-hmm.
Can do the books, and what else?
Scheduling, maybe.
How about this? How about fucking do reels? Do reels, okay?
Yeah.
So boom. So get a VA, and 15 hours a week is going to be emails and books. 25 hours a week is reels, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the cost of that? The cost is essentially $6 times 40 hours a week, so 240 hours a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the outcome? Okay. Well, the outcome is this. It just freed up 15 hours of you and I a week.
Mm-hmm.
That 15 hours we can go make, let's say, $100 an hour with. So by hiring that VA and training that VA in to do this, it cost us $240, but it just made us $1,500 a week.
Yeah.
Okay. So now your difference is $1,260 a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they're also doing 25 hours of clips, of reels.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even do reels right now.
No.
So now we're getting, let's say in 25 hours, let's say that's 50 reels. Now we're getting 50 reels out a week when before we had 0. So what is that doing? Is that bringing in more business? It's bringing in more eyeballs. It's giving us more like authority in the space. And so now there's a potential that we're getting more views so we could get paid for views.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a potential that we get some sponsorships, potential that we get more deals because we're in here talking about real estate flipping and whatever. If people are within our vicinity and they see it, they could send us referrals for deals.
Yeah.
And so like, what's the value of that? We don't know. If it's a deal, if we get referred a deal a month because we start putting out reels and content, well then that could be a 30,000 profit every month. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting, like what the like, what is the thing you need, or what's the thing you want? What's the cost of it? And then what's the outcome?
Yeah.
So it's just a couple things I picked up from like the business planning workshop that I really liked. There's a few more things, but I'll save it for later. But I think it's good to do those I think it's good to do things like that, working on your business, not just in your business.
Mm-hmm. It just, yeah, it depends on, like a lot of these workshop things, it depends on who it is from.
Oh, it's huge. It's such a big role. Such a big key is who's doing it.
Which, like, the operator standard, that's Andy Frisella, who built First Form. So, like, he's been in business for 20-some years.
27 or something like that.
Yeah, so, like, he knows what he's talking about. He's built a great business that's flourishing. And then
many businesses that are flourishing.
that's true, yeah, many businesses. And then PBD obviously has built many businesses that are flourishing.
Yep.
So those are two very good people to learn from.
Absolutely.
But you have to do your research, because like we've heard of some masterminds that were put on by big names, and then turns out that those big names,
It's just attention grabs,
yeah, those big names did it mainly for the money because they were actually broke,
right?
and didn't put any value into it. So
Yep.
you got to obviously be careful with what events you go to and what groups you join.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, we got a crying baby that we should go take care of.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you.